bike, yeah, every morning. And before this class, I rode the bike.
Oh, do you ride your bike to get to work?
No, I just ride my bike instead of instead of running,
Oh,
instead
that's
of
great. Okay, so you got to work, but you also got to exercise and ride your bike. That's pretty nice weekend. That sounds nice to me at least. Good. Um, well, how's everyone's Sunday going? I know it's probably 8 p.m. where you are, Anna, and Anton, it's the morning of Sunday, right?
Yes, for me it is 8 p.m.
And for you, Anton, it's the morning, correct?
It's actually morning of Monday.
Monday
I'm in
morning.
the future. Yeah,
Okay, so do you have to work today too?
I suppose so.
Suppose so. You can kind of pick your schedule.
Yes, I can, but I can't. I can, but I can't.
Can, but I can't sometimes. Okay, well, that's kind of nice that you can kind of pick sometimes. So that's good. I hope that you get some rest today, a little rest from work at least, to recover from working over the weekend. So who knows what we are talking about in class today?
We are going to talk about clone.
Good, clones, plural, exactly. This is a reading class, so we're going to be reading about a fictional story about a man talking about clones. So we do have a little science in there as well. Hopefully you find it interesting. If not, we'll at least be working on our reading skills, our comprehension, and our pronunciation skills. And of course, listening skills as we listen to our peers read. So first of all, what is a clone? Does anyone know?
May I?
Anyone? Yeah.
Is when a scientist uh, pick up an egg, an egg that is non fertilized, and then the scientist um, pick the DNA code from another cell
Mm-hmm.
from someone else or any animal and introduce the DNA inside the nucleo. I don't know how to pronounce of
Um,
the egg.
the
Mm.
I'm not sure what word you're looking for. Do you know how to spell it?
The center of the egg, the center of the cell. Oh my
Center
gosh.
of a cell is a nucleus. I'll write it in the.
Yes, yes. Uh, that was the word that I was trying to pronounce.
Oh,
The scientists take the DNA away from the egg and put the DNA from the other cell, and then um, uh, the the individual. I don't know how to pronounce either. I'd better type. Who will born?
say that
It
again.
will be. I don't know how to pronounce individual. Individual.
Yeah, individual. Good.
The individual uh, who will born will be genetically equal the the one who gave the DNA.
Good. Genetically equal to the one who gave the DNA. Good. Yeah, exactly. Um, so we are left with a new person or a new animal or a new kind of copy, a genetic copy of the original. Good. Anton, have you heard of this word before, a clone?
Yes, I've
Yeah.
heard. before.
Okay. Where have you heard this word before? Or in reference to what?
Everywhere.
What? Really? Wow. Like, can you give me an example of a place then? I guess everywhere. You hear it at work a lot?
For example, in the news, in the in the media field, I mean films, books, different and different sources of information. What else would you want to know?
Okay, that's great. So what are they usually saying about clones then, if you're hearing it in all these places?
They say nothing particular about that.
Just regular clone talk?
Well, usually if we talk about science fiction, it's a fiction that it has no any good information about the clones. If we talk about science, it's science stuff, and it's just new news about new researches and
Yeah,
new
exactly.
answers.
Exactly, yeah. So most of the time when we hear about clones, it's kind of about new innovative research, right? Like you said, if it's not science fiction, it's kind of how our society is researching or finding out new things about genetics, and how that relates to clones or copies. Awesome, yeah, definitely. Lots of new and newer research is showing that maybe it is possible to clone humans, for example. So yeah, exactly. A lot of this clone talk, normal clone talk, I suppose, is about this sort of research. So let me share my PowerPoint with you. Just let me know when you can see it, and we'll get started with the reading. Okay, let me know when you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So I have this picture here. All these people, they're supposed to represent clones, but they're kind of emphasized a little bit dramatically because they're all wearing the same thing, right? As the person in the front to kind of even make him look more similar to these people. So let's go ahead and get started. We talked about what a clone is, but let's read this. Anna, could you read the slide?
Yes. What are clones? In biology, cloning is the process of producing similar populations of genetically identical individuals.
Good. So I have another picture here. That's supposed to represent a clone, and a lot of the time pictures represent clones. Kind of funny because they're wearing the same things to make them look more alike, right? It might even just be a, picture of this woman twice in different poses. So we're not showing a picture of a gene here or the exact same DNA. This is just a picture to symbolize kind of what a clone or a copy is. But different from twins. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the reading. We're talking about sons and clones. I have bolded words here that might be words that might be new to you or that I thought might be difficult to understand. So we'll go over those as well. But first, let's just start with reading. So why don't we have Anna, you go ahead first with last night.
Okay. Could you scroll down just a bit because my microphone and that box is covering the
Oh,
words.
Let me see if I can do that. Oh.
Hold on, it will disappear. Ah, my gosh. It's covering. Okay, last night I I met I met I cannot see. Ah, okay. Last night I met a guy in a bar, and shortly before he passed out, he said something that sounded to me like the most lucid, lucid,
Good.
lucid, lucid thing I'd heard about cloning.
Good. Continue.
Have you noticed the weird thing about sons and fathers? The more you try to be opposite of your dad, the more you end up just like him. Take me. My dad was so distant and under and undemonstrative and such a workaholic and so conservative. I set myself against all that and sorry, against all that and was convinced I was a totally different person, someone who would break the mold. I went completely against what he said. 180 degrees.
Good. So, good job reading, good pronunciation. Let's look at the first one. Anton, any idea what passed out means? The first bolded term?
To lose consciousness by definition.
Yeah, exactly. So this is sort of just an idiom or slang phrase that just means, he passed out means he lost consciousness or went to sleep. So it looks like here they're just talking about a man in a bar, and before he went to sleep or before he lost consciousness and laid down, right, he said something to him. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's what passed out means. Anna, what do you think about the word lucid here?
Um, I have an idea about the meaning, but I don't know how to give you the definition.
Okay, that's okay. Anton, do you think you could help her out? Any
It's
idea?
kind of uh, means understandable,
Yeah,
clear to think about women.
good. Yeah, exactly. So here he says, you sounded to me like the most lucid thing I'd ever heard. So the most kind of easy to understand um, thing that he'd ever heard someone say about cloning. Um, so a lot of times we hear the word lucid with lucid dreams. Has anyone heard lucid dreaming before? It's okay if you haven't. It just means it's a dream where we're aware that we're dreaming. So inside our dream, we realize that we're dreaming, right? Sometimes when we have dreams, we don't realize we're dreaming until we wake up. But in a lucid dream, the idea is that we are aware that we're in a dream. So similar here is that it's something very easy to understand, right? So not dreamlike. Good. Okay, and then we have two more. What's the next word? Anton.
And demonstrative, opposite to demonstrative,
Which is what?
which is well, I don't know.
Okay, well, what does demonstrative mean?
Uh, I don't know how to explain. I have a
Undemonstrative.
Okay. Here, I'm going to play this one more time. This is the proper way to pronounce it. So it does look like demonstrate. So we might be, we might see it and want to say demonstrative or undemonstrative, but we actually pronounce it how Anna did when she was reading. Hi, Ming. Thanks for joining us. And say it here.
Undemonstrative.
Undemonstrative. One more time.
Undemonstrative.
Okay.
Undemonstrative.
So that's how you pronounce it. Can everyone try that? Anna, why don't you go first?
Okay. Undemonstrative.
Good. Anton?
Undemonstrative.
Good. Ming?
Undemonstrative.
Good. Awesome. So Ming, I don't know if you caught did you catch any of the reading at all?
It's about cloning.
Yes. Were you here when Anna read this slide or no?
I read the bottom paragraph while you were showing them how to pronounce that word.
Good. Okay, good. So yeah, just catch up when you can. So Ming, any idea what undemonstrative means?
Just not showing any emotions. Very
Good.
cold and distant.
Yeah, exactly. So we have in this paragraph, it says, my dad was so distant and undemonstrative. So that kind of gives you an idea that we know that it's similar to distant. And yeah, you're exactly right, Ming. It means kind of distant in your emotions, right? Not openly expressing how you feel. Especially in terms of kind of what it says here, like a father-son relationship maybe would be affectionate. But here he's saying he's not affectionate at all. He doesn't express those feelings if he does feel them. Good. Okay, so we have these 3 new words, and the last one, Anton, could you please read the last one?
Workaholic.
Good. Anna, what is a workaholic?
Some workaholic is someone who is addicted to work. Someone who work a lot and is kind of addicted to it.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, just remember the subject-verb agreement. So someone who works a lot. Don't forget that S. Good, yeah, someone who doesn't stop working. Awesome, yeah, like Anton's saying here in the chat, addicted to work, right? They never stop working. Good, okay. So, let's see, Ming, did you get to catch up on this slide, or did you need a moment to read it before I go to the next one?
No, I'm caught up.
Awesome. All right, guys, let's continue with the reading. You guys are doing awesome. Ming, I'll have you read the next slide. Okay, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay. 15 years later, one clear morning, I suddenly realized I was writing a letter, and it suddenly dawned on me how similar my handwriting was to his. That got me thinking. The attempt to be the great artist and join the avant-garde hadn't worked out. The stuff I produced at art school was always too cerebral, too stiff, and so damn mediocre. And despite myself, I ended up in an office just like the one where my dad had started out, only because he started out much earlier and without the crazy ambitions, those ridiculous delusions. He worked his way up the ladder quite calmly. I'm stuck in this job and it looks as if I'm here to stay.
Excellent job reading, Ming. Let's just do some pronunciation. It was with all the new words, so of course they may be a little bit harder to pronounce since they may be new to you. But this word is actually from French, so it's not pronounced how you would pronounce regular English words. It's actually avant-garde. Try that, avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
Good. Anton, can you try that?
Vanguard.
Good. Anna?
Avant-garde.
Good.
Avant-garde.
And then the next one is cerebral. Ming, can you try that? Cerebral.
Cerebral.
Good. Ming, or sorry, Anton?
Cerebral.
Excellent. Anna?
Cerebral. Cerebral.
Good. Yeah, good job, guys. So, let's see. Anna, what is this slide talking about?
Oh my gosh. I will try because there are a lot of new vocabulary.
Okay. Is there anything new in here that is not bolded?
Yes, but I will try to sum it up anyway.
Okay. Before you sum it up, can you tell me which words or which phrases are new to you so we can go over them?
Okay. The both phrases and also I forgot Steve.
What is it? Stiff?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I cannot remember.
Okay.
What else? It's all.
Okay, what about this one? Does anyone know what this means? Worked up the ladder? Worked his way up the ladder?
No.
Okay, let's do that one too. Okay, so despite that, can you try and sum up what's going on in this slide in a sentence or two?
Yes. After that happened, 15 years later, in one morning, when it was sunny, the author was writing a letter, and my gosh, and the letter was very similar to his the handwriting was similar to the father's handwriting.
Good, yeah.
And then the author was thinking, oh my gosh, that everything that the author have done at such school was mediocre.
Good, mediocre.
Mediocre.
Good. So this is a good sum up. You are saying everything that is happening, but what is the main gist of this slide? Not what happens in this slide, but what is the main idea that the writer is saying?
How how similar the author is to the author's father?
Good. Excellent. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The gist of the slide is that he's noticing how similar he turned out to his dad. Good. Yeah, and he notices this because he was a great artist, or tried to be a great artist, and ended up sitting in an office just like his dad, doing a desk job. And so he's realizing that he's very similar to his dad, despite not trying to be. Good. So let's look at the vocabulary. Anton, can you read the first both one?
Dawn on me.
Good. What do you think this means?
Suddenly came into mind.
Yeah, exactly. Something that occurs to you, something that you realize. Excellent. So Ming, can you think of a sentence using dawn on me?
In his sophomore year in college, Joseph, it suddenly dawned on me that
So in that case, we'd say it dawned on him.
it dawned on him that he was meant to be an artist.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, perfect sentence. Good job, Ming. So we can see that the pronoun at the end, here it's me, because he's talking about I. But if we're talking about he, like Ming was talking about Joseph, it changes to dawned on him, or dawned on her if it's a she. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Anton, can you try a sentence with dawned on me? Anton, are you there?
Yes.
Cool. Can you try a sentence with dawned on me or dawned on somebody?
Something suddenly dawned on me, and I was, I don't know what to say.
Okay, why don't you take your time and I'll ask Anna to make a sentence and we'll come back to you. Anna, can you try and think of a sentence using dawned on him, dawned on her, dawned on me?
Okay. I stopped eating junk food when out of the blue it dawned dawned on me that I was getting fat in my belly.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, also a great one, out of the blue. Good, that's a really good expression too. What does that mean, Anna, out of the blue?
Suddenly,
Yeah,
did I pronounce it well? Dawned?
good, yeah, dawned.
Dawned.
Good,
Dawned on me.
excellent. Yeah, that's a great example. I like that sentence. All right, Anton, we're back to you.
It just dawned to me that I have no any creativity to make up that sentence.
Good. Well, in making that sentence, you were creative, so kind of ironic. But yes, excellent. Good job, Anton. I like that sentence. Okay, good job, guys. That's dawned on me, him, her. Let's go to the next one. Ming, what is the next one?
Avant-garde. Avant-garde.
Perfect pronunciation this time. Awesome. Does anyone know what avant-garde means?
Mainstream.
Say that again?
Mainstream.
Um,
Literally.
sort of. Um, it's similar, but it's actually the opposite. Has anyone ever heard this word before? Okay, well, in art, it's usually talking about the new thing. So maybe not mainstream among society, but maybe mainstream among artists. So something different, unusual, um, dealing with new ideas. So this is in reference to art. So here he says, I wanted to join the avant-garde. So this means, just being an artist, a good artist, that's introducing new ideas through their art. Cool. All right, what's the next one, Anna?
Cerebral.
Good.
Cerebral.
What does this mean? Anyone know?
Related to our brain.
Good, yeah. So what does he mean here? It was too cerebral.
He had to think a lot.
Okay, good. Ming, Anton, anything to add?
Yeah, Ming is too logical, not artistic enough.
Exactly. Yeah, good job, Ming. So you're right, Anna. Cerebral having to do with the brain, right? We have cerebrum in our brain, right? So this word comes from cerebrum. But Ming, you're exactly right. It means, too logical, like Anna said, thinking too much and not as artsy as he had hoped. So this relates to the next word, stiff. What does stiff mean, guys? No ideas? That's okay. Anna, you were curious about this word, right? So it sounds like everyone is a little curious about what this, or a little unsure at least of what this word means. So stiff is an adjective that means similar to like rigid or hard. So something that can't really be bent easily. So for example, maybe this piece of wood is really stiff, right? It's really hard and durable. And you might say that about your neck. If your neck hurts and you can't really move it well, you might say, "Oh, my neck is so stiff." Does that make sense? You guys there? Anna, Anton, Ming.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me if you don't answer, so please try and answer if I'm asking a question. All right, Anna, so this word here is kind of metaphorical. So he's not actually talking about something that's not bendable or that's rigid, but he's talking about a metaphorical rigid. So his art was too stiff, means his art was too rigid. Yeah, too rigid or, not as open, and it's more like closed off and not as open to new things. And we have mediocre, which just means, in the middle, like not that great, not that bad, but not that great. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Anna, what's the next one?
Delusions.
Good. Excellent pronunciation. Anton, what are delusions? And if you don't know, that's okay. Just know
Uh,
if anyone knows the word.
when someone uh, tricks himself or herself.
Say that again?
It's when someone tricks himself.
When someone dreams himself? Is that what you said?
Tricks.
Dreaks. Could you spell that for me in the chat? I'm sorry.
Trick.
Oh, okay. So, good. Tricks. Can you say that word? Tricks.
Tricks.
Good, yeah. So make sure we're not saying this sound, E-E, treeks. We're saying I, tricks. Try that one more time. Tricks.
Tricks.
Sorry, say that again?
Tricks.
Good, better, excellent. Ming, can you give that a try? Tricks.
Tricks.
Good, perfect. Anna.
Tricks.
Almost. Try ix, not eeks. Tricks.
Could you repeat?
Good. Tricks.
Tricks.
Good, excellent. Yeah, so I know that difference between the I and the EE can be difficult, but just keep in mind if you're unsure how to say it, say both first, tricks, treeks, and then you can really get down to how to say the one that you want. And if you take a look at my face when I'm saying the I or saying the E, so you can kind of see my nose can kind of go up. It, ix, is, right? These are all I's. If we want the double E, our mouth sort of makes that E, like an E. E, treeks, streets, right? But if we want tricks, kind of have that nose go up. So let's try this word. I'll write it in the chat, and we'll go in order. I guess Anna, Anton, Ming. Anna, what is this word?
Oh my gosh, ship.
Perfect. Ship. Good. Anton, ship.
Ship.
Perfect. Good. Ming, ship.
Ship.
Perfect. All right, Anna, let's try this one.
Sheep.
Good. Sheep.
Sheep.
Good.
Sheep.
Excellent. Different from, we have first ship, then sheep. Okay, so we have that different tiny sound in the vowels. Anton, sheep.
Sheep.
One more time. Sheep.
Sheep.
Good. All right, Ming, sheep.
Sheep.
Perfect. All right, now let's do both together. Anna, ship, sheep.
Okay. Ship. Oh my gosh. Ship. Sheep.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, Anton, we have ship and sheep. Go ahead.
We have ship and sheep. Go ahead.
Good. All right, Ming, ship, sheep.
Ship. Sheep.
Perfect. All right, you guys got it down. So keep that in mind when you see those I words and those double E words. All right, back to the PowerPoint. Good. So delusions, yes, like Anton said, is sort of when you trick yourself. Can anyone else add to that? It is a noun, so it is a thing.
Disappointment.
Sort of. When you're disappointed, you can be disappointed when you have a delusion, but mostly because it's not normally true. So it's normally when we kind of misunderstand something or we conceive something to be true when it's not, when we misinterpret something. So here he's talking about, let's see, ridiculous delusions. So this is ideas that he had that he thought would be true, but didn't come true. Right? So an idea that something is true that didn't come true, right? So just misinterpreting something, or an idea or belief in something. Good. And the last one, Ming, can you read the last bold term?
Worked his way up the ladder.
Good. What's this mean, guys?
I mean, he started from the bottom and he slowly worked his way up the corporate ladder.
Good. Yeah, so not a real physical ladder, but in the corporate world, like Ming said, we have that ladder. You start at the bottom, right? You start, maybe, for example, in a restaurant, you start as a busboy, right? You pick up all the trash or you clean up the tables, and then you work your way up the ladder. So maybe next you're a host or a hostess, and then you climb another step of the ladder, metaphorical ladder, and you're a waitress or a waiter, and then you become a cook, and then you become a chef, then you become the, the manager, something like that. So you work your way up. Good. Questions on that before we move on? All set, everyone? No questions? All right, we are moving right along. If you do have any questions, please stop me and ask at any time. Okay, who's next? Who didn't read? Is it Anton? I think that was Anton. Anton, why don't you go ahead with this one?
I may be no workaholic, but I'm still so damned obsessive. This drinking thing is such a hard habit to kick, and it's so joyless. That never seemed to really switch off. I switch off. I switch off all right, but it ends up just as joyless and compulsive as his addiction to work.
Good, continue.
My dad might have been so narrow-minded, but at least he was being himself. Maybe he was distant, and he always seemed to blinker it. But but in his own humble way, he achieved so much. He was a success. He turned out to be a really good manager. People really respected him, and he supported a whole family, for goodness sake.
Excellent, good. Just one pronunciation. What is this word, Anton?
Success.
Good, yeah, just make sure you put the emphasis on the second syllable, success.
Success.
Good, excellent. Oh, I like that enthusiasm. All right. Excellent. So we have the first word here, to kick. To kick a bad habit. To kick. What does this mean, guys? Any ideas? If you want to take a guess, you can take a guess.
To get rid of.
Good. Exactly. So what bad habit is he talking about that is hard to kick?
The drinking thing.
Good. Yeah, so probably talking about drinking alcohol. Good. And then the next one, Ming, what's the next old word?
Switch off.
Good. Anna, any idea what this means?
Well, maybe uh, switch off, distract. Yes or no?
Say that again. Distract?
Mm-hmm.
Not really to distract someone, because here it says Dad never really switched off. He couldn't switch off. So it doesn't mean he couldn't distract someone. What is...
No, he. My gosh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Um, he never appeared to be drunk.
No, not in this case. Switch off here means, for example, if we turn something off, like we turn the oven off, we turn the light off, it means that it's not running, or it means that it's been stopped. So here, switch off actually means never really seemed to stop, right? He never switched off, right? So this means, of course, people don't have off and on buttons like pieces of appliances or equipment or light switches do, electric items do. But that's what this metaphor is saying, is that he never stopped. So switch off sort of means stop. So what does he say after this? Anton, could you read the last sentence in the first paragraph?
I switch off. I switch off all right, but it ends up just as joyless and compulsive as his addiction to work.
Good. So his dad never really stops, but he stops. I switch off all right. So that's the difference between the two. He's saying his dad is a workaholic. He never stops. He never switches off. And that's how he's different from him. Good. And then the last one, let's see. Anna, what's the last word?
Blinkered.
Good. Say that one more time.
I'm not sure.
Just do your best. I think you said it correctly.
Blinkered.
Good. Yeah. Ming, do you know what this means?
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I think it means like not engaged. He's always in his own world.
Good, good. Yeah, it's similar to that. It means that you're sort of small-minded or close-minded, right? You're not really open to new ideas or new things. You kind of keep to yourself. So here he says, maybe he was distant and he always seemed so blinkered. So this means just close-minded and kept to himself. and then it goes on. But in his own humble way, he achieved so much. He was a success. Good. Okay. Questions on those before we move on?
Yes.
Oh, yep. What's the question?
Narrow-minded. I forgot the meaning.
Good. Ming, could you explain what narrow-minded means to Anna?
Means having a limited outlook.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it just means, like I said, it's similar to closed-minded. So you're not open to new ideas. So someone who is narrow-minded usually doesn't like change. They usually like to keep things the way they are, just the way they like them. Does that make sense, Anna?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. We're running out of time, but let's see if we can try and read at least one more slide. Okay. Who's next? I think it's Anna. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I had just big ideas. I was gonna be different. But I was so like him, I could have been his clone. Like I said, there is a handwriting. It's weird. I could sign his his checks, and no one would know. I
Good.
could have it. Stop. Or
Oh,
carry on.
go ahead. Carry on.
Okay. I could have been his clone, but I wasn't. If I had been his clone, perhaps I wouldn't have had such crazy dreams and been such a jerk, thinking I could escape the fate of middle management and be the world's next Jackson Pollock or Andy Warhol.
Good.
Warhol.
Good. So these, does anyone know who these people are? Jackson Pollock and Andy Warhol?
Andy Warhol is was a famous artist back in the 70s.
Yeah, 60s and 70s. Good. Jackson Pollock is another famous artist. So this man is just talking about how maybe he could have ended up as the world's next famous artist as opposed to or instead of his fate in middle management, so being kind of at his desk job. Good. So no new words here that I bolded for you guys. But if you have any questions, let me know. So Anton, what is he talking about in the first paragraph?
That he intended to be different, but eventually he not so different.
Yeah, he said he could even sign his checks for him, so that means write his signature and his name, and no one would even notice. Very good. All right, let's keep going. Let's try and get through one more. Anton, go ahead.
Oh, I think it's my turn.
Oh, is it your turn? Okay, go ahead, Ming.
So if I have a kid, he's gonna be a clone of me. I'm gonna clone myself and spare the world another sad story of self-delusion. Clones know who they are. They see their dad and they say, "That's me," like it or not, that's me. The way I see it, clones are gonna wake up to their limitations pretty damn quick. Not like me, I was over dirty before I stopped dreaming about the big break that was never going to come. And that way the little guy will be spared all these hopes, all these distressing frustrations.
Excellent pronunciation. Perfect, Ming. Thank you for reading that. So we had delusions before, now we have self-delusion. So this just means you're not able to recognize what's true or what's reality, right? Maybe you wake up one day and think you're going to be the next Andy Warhol, right? So this is a delusion if you, a crazy idea far from reality, at least for this man. What's a big break? A lot of the time people say this with acting or singing, right? Did you get your big, or what's the big break? What does this mean?
Well, it's a literally big break from what you're doing. Maybe for a year or so you can just stop doing what you did.
Good guess. But not the case here. It's not actually a long break from something. This is definitely one of those expressions that doesn't mean its literal meaning. But good guess. Here he says, I stopped dreaming about the big break that was never going to come. This means sort of a breakthrough or like a big hit. So especially as an artist or in any sort of entertainment industry, maybe your first movie is your first opportunity to have your big break, right? This means your big chance. So here he says that he was dreaming, he used to dream about his big break that never came. Good, and the last one, Anna, could you please read the last word?
Distressing.
Good. This means just stressful or upsetting. So something that causes kind of anxiety, all these distressing frustrations. So similar to stressful, kind of causing that sort of anxiety or stress. Good. Okay. Let's take one. I know we're over time, but let's take 1 more minute so that Anton can have his second chance to read. And then we'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Anton.
I'm not gonna be one of those dumb parents who wants their kids to succeed where they failed. No, I'm gonna help the little guy accept himself for what he is. He's not going to be anything special. He's gonna know that looking at me he's gonna know that looking at me he's gonna accept it from the start. It won't be a big deal or a big letdown. I'll just be it will just be the way things are.
Good. Excellent. So what do we have here? It won't be a big deal. What does that mean, a big deal?
A big problem.
Good. Yeah, it won't be something that we stress about, right? Sometimes we say, oh, no big deal, right? So that means, oh, no problem. Good. Good job, Anna. And what is a letdown? What's a big letdown? Anyone have any ideas?
Yes, disappointment.
Excellent. Yeah. So, for example, if someone was supposed to come for your birthday party and never showed up, that might be a big letdown, right? They kind of disappointed you. But in this case, he's saying it won't be a big letdown, so it won't be a disappointment. Good. All right, guys, we did not get to finish the reading today and do all the comprehension questions and stuff like that. I know this was a little bit weird reading because it's all in the same perspective of this one man talking about his childhood. But I found it very interesting, and I'm glad that you were able to join me. I thought there were some really great new vocabulary words in there. Just to quickly go over, we went over big deal. We went over let down, we went over to kick and switch off, right? We remember that means to stop. Blinkered, just to name a few. Avant-garde, it dawned on me. You guys did great sentences with that. Delusions and self-delusions. Being stiff or close-minded. And working your way up the ladder. We also have passed out, lucid, undemonstrative, practice that pronunciation, good job with that, and workaholic. So we learned a lot of new words today. I know this reading was pretty advanced, so I'm glad that you guys were able to stick through it. And I hope you guys learned something new. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now, or you can always email me, message me on Linguistico. And yeah, good job today, guys, and keep it up, okay? Woohoo!
Do you have the link to this article?
Yes, I'd like to.
Yes. Let's see. I think I have it right here. I will send it right now in the chat, and that should be it right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye, guys. Have a great week.
Bye, guys. Have a great week.
you
Take care.
too. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.